So most of us have heard about marginal gains with respect to professional cycling, but what do you think are the three major gains that most amateur cyclists should be thinking about?
So I think, yeah, I'd agree with you 100%. The first thing to look at is always the major gains. And yeah, marginal gains got a lot of publicity. And it's very true that, you know, you add 1% gains up and you get a 10% gain, of course.
Yeah.
There's no can argue with that. And it is the way of the world in elite sport.
Yeah.
That's what you have to be looking for sure. But all of those marginal gains are worth pretty much nothing if you have some big holes underneath them. You know, you think of building a pyramid, you've got to start with the bottom. You're not going to try and build the top of the pyramid before you've got the base in place. And I think that's a good principle for almost anything. So you would say the same with nutrition. You know, if we use that as an example, don't worry about getting the right supplements or fancy energy products if you don't have a good basic diet in the first place.
Yeah.
You're spending a lot of money on and missing out on most of the benefit because you're not in a good place in the first place.
Yeah.
So the same thing applies across most of the different areas that you can improve your performance. I think get the basics in place first, make sure you don't have any deficiencies in those basics, and then you can think about adding on other things if that's what you're really aiming for.
Yeah.
So yeah, in terms of your question, what are the big areas? Nutrition for sure is one.
Yeah.
There's no real substitute. If you're not healthy, you can't be an athlete. You can't be performing at your best if you're not healthy. And having a good diet will certainly help to put you into a healthy position. I would suggest just as a general rule, we've probably publicized a high carbohydrate diet a little bit too much, in my opinion, over the last years. A balanced diet with a little bit more carbohydrate than a normal person would need is probably a really good place to start, and trying to avoid any kind of processed foods and any junk food when you can. So if you can eat fresh food that you've cooked yourself, then it puts you in a really good place straight away.
Yeah.
Second big thing I would say is recovery, and a huge component of that for sure is sleep.
Yeah.
So if you can improve the quality of your sleep, then for sure you will improve the quality of your recovery. Yeah. It's very hard sometimes with the kind of modern lifestyles. Everybody's heard of the problems around phones and computers and blue light and everything else.
Yeah.
For me, it's just the biggest thing you could do is get into a good rhythm so that you go to bed at approximately the right time every day, the same time every day. You get up at approximately the same time every day. Yeah. And if you miss one or 2 days every week or every 2 weeks, it's not the end of the world. But the more you can have that good rhythm, the better you're gonna feel, and your body will react to that. Its circadian rhythms will be more regular, and then that makes everything in your body work better for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be my two big things. It would apply to anybody. And then after that, you've got to also look at the basics of training, I think. So look at how much time you have available to train and make the most of that time.
Yeah.
Not saying you need 15 or 20 or 30 hours a week, but if whatever time you have, you don't want to be wasting that time.